Hello friends, welcome to the Breaking News 247 channel. In this video I would like to send you the following content. If there were ever a time to join us, it is now. Every contribution, however big or small, powers our journalism and sustains our future. Newcastle takeover, all parties hopeful Saudi-led consortium's deal can be announced on Thursday. Saudi-led consortium, Premier League and Newcastle hopeful takeover can be announced on Thursday. Deal looked to be off when consortium pulled out last year. However, significant barrier removed when Saudi state resolved issue with beIN Sports over illegal streaming of Premier League. There was hope and speculation it was going to be announced on Wednesday night, but certain details still needed to be agreed. There is no guarantee it will be announced on Thursday, but the parties are hopeful and working around the clock to get it finalized. There is now hope the 18-month saga surrounding Newcastle's ownership is close to being over. The takeover will involve Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, PIF, taking a controlling 80% stake and will bring to an end Mike Ashley's controversial 14-year ownership of the club. The Saudi-led consortium previously withdrew from the deal in July 2020 after the Premier League identified the Saudi stake as a director with control over the club, which would have made it subject to the league's owners and directors test as part of the takeover process. However, the Saudi state removed a significant barrier to the takeover when it resolved its issues with beIN Sports over the illegal streaming of Premier League football on Wednesday. The Qatari network beIN has been unable to broadcast in Saudi Arabia for the last 4.5 years as part of a diplomatic dispute, but the ban is now set to come to an end. The station had been opposed to the Newcastle takeover, saying the ban and piracy of its content was damaging sports rights holders. The major development this morning is that it could be announced later on today. All parties, Newcastle, the Premier League and the consortium themselves, are working around the clock to push this takeover through in time for them to have the keys for St. James Park for the next game against Spurs, after the international break. The deal is edging closer, some big movement overnight, and the announcement of a £300 million takeover by a Saudi-backed consortium could be announced later on today. It's the news all Newcastle fans want to hear. The supporters have been desperate for a change for some time. Some were here last night, beeping their horns, trying to get a flavor of what was happening. Were they allowed to dream? It's the sovereign wealth fund of Saudi Arabia having an 80% stake in Newcastle. It's big money, they have a lot of money to spend, though obviously, they're going to be guided by FFP, financial fair play rules. The information we were told all along since they came to the table a few years ago was that they were going to do this gradually. They're not going to throw money at it straight away, they wanted to invest gradually. There's a lot that needs improving at this football club, the infrastructure, the stadium, the academy. I think the infrastructure will be their priority. The other priority of course is keeping Newcastle in the Premier League, so I do expect them to spend money in the January transfer window. There will be a decision to make about the manager as well. I haven't dreamt in 14 years. Former Newcastle defender Warren Barton says he knows people who have been reduced to tears by Mike Ashley's ownership, as the businessman's time at St. James Park looks to be drawing to a close. The excitement, the relief and the pride can all be sensed in the fans thinking they're going to get their club back. It's been a long time since they felt the club cared for them as much as they care for the club, Barton told Sky Sports News. I've been on social media reaching out to people and I've had people crying saying all they've known is the time of Mike Ashley. All this fan base and city have always wanted is respect that it deserves, and they haven't had that. There's so much hope, so everybody's keeping their fingers crossed that it goes through because the fans and the city deserve it. Barton says he has not dreamt for 14 years because of Ashley's ownership of Newcastle, but says supporters will need to be patient with the new owners should they succeed with their takeover. I don't think big signings will happen in January, he said. They're not just going to throw money around like confetti, but when you talk about the money that can be invested behind the scenes to generate a better training facility for the players and a better environment for the fans, so there's other things rather than the quality on the field. I think there's some good players in the team, but obviously you'd like to add, and I do think there'll be a big turnaround at the end of the season. In the summer, refocus on what you need, look around at the scouting system, who's your personnel and who's the manager going to be. But it's wonderful to dream, because I haven't dreamt for 14 years. Thank you for watching our videos. Subscribe to our channel to get notifications when we post newest videos. Thank you and goodbye!